Justin from CanadaWhips.com. This is the fifth and final video in the beginner series for one-handed whip crack. So far, we've learned the cattleman's crack, the reverse cattleman's crack, the overhead crack, and the reverse overhead crack, as well as other variations and moves that we can do with these cracks. This final video is about putting those four different cracks together and allowing you to always have the whip moving in between cracks while you're whip cracking. This is going to take your whip cracking from very choppy and very all over the place to very fluid, very flowy, and much nicer looking. So, in case you haven't already noticed, all of our moves are very similar in that they involve one upwards or sideways motion, waiting, and then one downwards or reverse direction motion. The cattleman's crack is up, wait, down. The reverse cattleman's crack is up, wait, down. The overhead crack is side, wait, reverse. And the reverse overhead crack is more or less side, wait, reverse. All of these cracks can be thought of as, in essence, the same crack, either flipped or mirrored. For example, the cattleman's crack, if you watch, is just the overhead crack, but flipped into the sideways plane. Likewise, the same can be said about the reverse overhead crack being the same as the reverse cattleman's crack. All four of these cracks, because of this, are able to really chain well into each other because of the slow figure eight and the Queensland crossover. The slow figure eight, if you don't remember, looks like this. And the Queensland crossover is essentially the same thing, but overhead. The key to changing between these two is to change planes, or to change the direction that your arm is moving before or after the crack. So, for example, because the reverse overhead crack and the reverse cattleman's crack are the same thing, and because the cattleman's crack and the overhead crack are essentially the same thing, I can do a combination of the slow figure eight and the Queensland crossover, which allows me to change planes. I know that sounds confusing, but what that looks like is an overhead crack, where after I've done the crack, I'm going to sweep my arm down and back for the reverse cattleman's crack. That looks like this. As you can see, I'm starting spinning this way, overhead, and I'm ending spinning this way, vertical. The same can be said about the cattleman's crack and the reverse overhead crack. So I start going up and down vertically, and then I swing the whip out horizontally for the reverse overhead crack. You can do this in all four directions and with all four cracks. Your reverse cattleman's crack is going to go always into either a cattleman's crack or an overhead crack. Your overhead crack is always going to go into a reverse or a reverse, and so on. Knowing this allows you to always have the whip moving, always have the whip changing directions if you'd like, or staying in the same direction, and it's always traveling from one crack into another crack. Finally, you can add in the variations on these moves, which I showed you in the videos, to make a full-fledged whip cracking routine involving throws, involving wraps, involving hand transfers, more wraps, other throws, and other moves that you learn while whip cracking. So make sure that you practice the cattleman's crack, the reverse cattleman's crack, the overhead crack and the reverse overhead crack, and combine them together to make your very own whip cracking routine. Thank you so much for watching the beginner series on CanadaWhips.com, and I hope to see you in our intermediate single-handed series where we're going to learn the fast figure eight, the volley, flicks, Sydney flash, and other fun tricks that you can use to really begin to spice up these 4 patterns that I've showed you in this series. Thanks so much.